Here are 5 errors that railroaders might make when hiring a financial advisor. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Highball Advisors Railroad Retirement Whiteboard. My name is John McNamara of Highball Advisors, and today we're going to go over when you eventually, if you need help with getting a financial advisor, just some of the mistakes and things you want to look at when you reach out to somebody to help you out with this. All right. So I just listed 5 mistakes, but these are kind of good guidelines or rules that you want to look for when you do. If you say, hey, you know what, may I need somebody a little help in retirement, I'm going to reach out to them. Right. So the first one is, as a railroader, make sure your financial advisor understands railroad retirement. Right? It's what you've been doing for 10, 20, 30 years. They have to understand railroad retirement. So I put that as number one. It seems pretty self-obvious to me that you would want somebody to understand your railroad retirement. That's like saying somebody doesn't understand Social Security. Mistake number 2, confusing the term fee only and fee based. This is where the industry tries to kind of mess you up a little bit with these terms, fee only and fee based. So let me just explain. So fee only is you have the client pays, right, the dollar sign there, pays the advisor gives advice to the client, and that's the relationship. So that's a fiduciary relationship, right? So the advisor is acting in the best interests of the client at all times, right? That's fee only relationship. Now the other is a fee-based relationship. So you say, gee, only based, I better write this down. So you have the client, right? They pay for advice and kind of the same thing. They give the advice to the client. However, this advisor also has another little hat on where they might be getting commissions from insurance companies for recommending certain insurance policies or mutual funds, right? Mutual funds will kick back money to advisors, and annuities also. Annuities pay extremely well to advisors. So that's another way. So they might be acting this way most of the time, but they might also have this, getting the commissions might also reflect in their decision making. I'm not saying that they're all bad decisions, but there are conflicts of interest there. So that's something to just keep an eye out on. So so that goes into my mistake number 3: hiring a financial advisor that isn't a fiduciary 100% of the time. So that's that fee only fiduciary, right? So you just eliminate those conflicts. That's what I'm talking about, is just whose side of the table are you on when you're giving me this advice. That's the important number 3. Number 4 is choosing a financial firm based just on name recognition, right? Oh, they're, whoever, that who all the big firms are, right? To me, the large firms equal large fees and overhead, right? They got the big buildings, they got the advertising, oh my God, the advertising, those budgets, everything that goes along with it. Well, that's all got to be paid, and that's all paid through your fees, okay? And then the higher fees, think about that, don't really guarantee a higher outcome. So, what are we paying for again here? And then they're not always acting as fiduciaries, right? Because they gotta generate those fees and commissions. So are they always acting as fiduciaries? I don't think so. Number 5, hiring a financial advisor who claims to beat the market. Okay, that's just not true. I mean, you just can't do it. So, that's why if somebody calls me, hey, tell me, were you able to beat the market? I said, well, I don't know. So 80% of active funds failed to beat the index, right? 80% of the active traders. So 8 out of 10 traders can't even beat the index. So what, you all of a sudden found the magic 8-ball, Mr. Advisor, that can beat the market? I don't think so. So that's another little misnomer there. So just things to keep an eye on. So at the end of the day, what do you want to keep an eye out for, right? You want to keep an eye out on the fees, see what they are, make sure they're acting as fiduciary, make sure that they're doing tax planning, right? Talk to your advisor. Hey, are you reviewing my taxes this year? If you're not, that's what it's all about. You made all this money in investments, but you gave it all away in taxes. They have to be reviewing your taxes, right? Talk to me about railroad retirement and Social Security. Maybe my spouse is going to have Social Security, right? And I have railroad retirement. How do they interchange against each other? I mean, you have to know that. You just spent 30, 40 years working, right? Estate planning. hey, I want to make sure all this money goes to where I want to go in case, once we pass, right? You work too hard. Risk management. Do I have the right portfolio? Am I taking too much risk, or maybe I'm taking too little risk, right? So that's very, very important. And then you have the other things like Medicare planning, things like the healthcare. Oh boy, healthcare is big. So I thought this would be a good little roadmap for you for when you do want to reach out to look for a financial advisor if you choose to do so. Highly recommend it. To be honest with you, it just the the level of satisfaction if you have the right advisor, it shows out there. The survey results are out there. So I would look to it. At least go through that process with a financial advisor. See if they do add value. That is important. So railroaders, please click on the notification bell to get the latest video. Share this video with other railroaders. I do appreciate that. YouTube channel is growing. Until next time, everyone, please stay safe, stay on track, and take care. So long, everybody.